Candy's Classic Game Shrine. I'm going to do a quick video here and walk you through the shrine, at least the part that's up here. These are some perler bead arts that we purchased a couple years ago. All the other ones, however, that you see are all ones that I've made. Excuse me, getting a cold. I decorated for Christmas. Here's the box for my Factor 5. It's a NES, not really a clone, but a rip-off, knockoff boxes for a couple of my other systems. A few of my Game Boy and 3DS games. This binder has my Dreamcast games that may or may not be burned. And that's a Game Boy Advance that I'm working on. Here's just a few of my boxes and games for PlayStation 1, 3DS, regular DS, PSP, more Dreamcast, the original Xbox. There's one physical 360 games. Most of them are all downloaded. Oh, thank you. My dog is here, and she's looking me in the face. We also have a couple of PlayStation 2 games, SNES, and more DS games that are out of the box. So, when you walk into my shrine, you will see some perler bead art again. This is a perler bead version of my virtual girl, which I'll get to later. There's Discoon, the quote-unquote failed mascot for the Famicom. Tiny little Game Boy. And when Club Nintendo was giving fairly decent physical rewards, they gave out this giant AR card. On the other side of it is the block. Over here we just have Kirby. And the lame pre-order bonus for the latest Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. But whatever. Down here I have a small... No, don't get in the way. I have a small little, I guess, diorama of Mario and the... Oh, sorry, my dog is hitting the camera, guys. There you go. But yes. What you're looking at here is my Nintendo Sharp TV. And it's fully functional. I have a video of it and I play on it most of the time. There's some more perler bead stuff. Missing No, the Duck Hunt dog, the birds. But, there it is on my Mario Duck Hunt game. A lot of my stuff is still in storage, but I think it's laid out well enough now for everyone to see. There is a virtual boy, and here is my virtual girl. Now the virtual girl is just a virtual boy with a nice paint job and custom logo and controller. Other than that, it's still functional just like the other one. It doesn't have a stand right now. I'm working on it. I also have the flash cart for the virtual boy, the Flash Boy Plus. Mine is 3D printed and it's hot pink to match my virtual girl. It's really great because there's so many homebrew games that are worth playing on it. Over here I have some obscure handhelds. Here is the GCW0, which is a handheld emulator. It's not bad, but gosh, it does not compare to playing on the proper systems and the real hardware. That one was more recent. Here's an older version of a handheld emulator. This one's the Wiz. Again, it's not bad, but you really can't compare to playing on the real hardware like these. I would much rather get EverDrives. This is a custom label I made. That way I can preserve my real game collection, my pin connectors, and it's just a lot easier to play. That way you have the real controllers and everything, and it's not emulation. You're really playing on real hardware. This is my toaster. This functions. Oops. I should probably put it on the right channel first. But I slightly modded this one. I took out the 10 NES chip, I believe it is. It stops it from resetting. That way it doesn't destroy the memory card in my flash cart. I have my SNES system from when I was a kid. This was a Christmas gift, actually, many moons ago. And one of my favorite shitty games is The Mask. I don't know why. I hate the controls in it, but it's still fun to play, I guess because I like the movie. This is that clone console. I will do separate reviews of everything. This is just a quick review. But that clone console is pretty badass for one reason. Their zapper is pretty cool. It's not that accurate, but I'll give them an A for effort. Now here, I have this beastly fatty controller for the original Xbox. Oh god, my hands would hurt so bad trying to wrap my hands around that thing and play it. I know it's very difficult to tell, so I'll pull it out. This is my original Xbox system from pretty much day one launch. I was never a big fan of the system. I never had that many games. Pardon my camera. But, you know, I kept on to it because I figured I'd like it one day. So I intend on modding it a bit and seeing what I can do with it. This here, aside from the NES, is by far one of my favorite systems. This is my PlayStation 1. It's still functional. All my consoles here are. All of these are ones that I've had since childhood. And I put my two favorites here. One thing I think is funny, I should show you guys. I've always been into games, and I was always an angry gamer when I would lose at a lot of LJN games, to say the least. And here's my proof of how rough I was with my NES controllers. This is my Player 2 controller. I also have a Repro, but this still works better than the Repro. So yeah. I went through many controllers, a couple TVs. I was an angry gamer. AVGN has nothing on me. Over here is my little peripheral tree under my little Christmas tree. I have a Game Shark for the Game Boy Pocket, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Light. I also have the Game Genie for the Game Boy, the original one. However, I unfortunately lost my booklet. I have two Pokewalkers. One is over by the shelves. This one I have under the tree. My collection of AR cards for my 3DS systems. A magnifier for the original Game Boy systems, because God knows you needed one of these. And on top of that, you needed one of these worm lights if you wanted to see anything at night. There's an unopened printer paper for the Gameboy Printer over here. Oops. And this monstrosity is the link cable for the original Game Boy, Game Boy Pocket, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Light. Wow, that was a mouthful. This over here is just a little something I made as a tribute to my Pokemon nerdiness. But that's not really all that important. Now, out of the shrine a bit, I'll take you to the shelves. On the shelves, you'll see my handheld collection, starting in chronological order. Oh, looks like one of these knocked over. Sorry for the lighting, guys. My upstairs has terrible lighting and terrible outlet situation. Here I have a brief history of the consoles. You have the original Game Boy, the Play It Loud, the Play It Loud's history. We have the Game Boy Pocket and the Game Boy Light. The Game Boy Color, the Game Boy Advance. Now again, all of these consoles with the exception of The Game Boy Light, and the Game Boy Pocket, and the Game Boy Micro, I've all owned since childhood. Now, again, everything has their history. Everything's ordered in chronological order. I have two of the SPs here because I have the backlit and the frontlit models. Here's the Micro and the Fat DS. The Game Boy Light with my awesome Kirby vinyl. It was meant for the 3DS, that's why there's a circle here, but I had another vinyl at the time. Down here, my dog kind of messed up my label here, but my 3DS. I have to fix this one a little bit. It shorts out, and I haven't figured out why. Here's my DSi XL. And my regular DSi. That one damn system does not want to stay today for some reason. Here is my Gameboy Printer. This I've had since I was a kid. Don't ask me what possessed me to buy it. I think I bought it because of a Pokemon game. And you can print out like Pokédex entries or something. But, I don't know. I barely used it. As you can tell by the unopened box of paper. Here's my 2DS. And my husband's 3DS XL over here. And this is my husband's anniversary gift to me this year. I love it. I know it's not canon with the comics or anything like that, so whatever. We just like the movie and everything. Now if we walk over here, don't mind my music in the background, we have the rest of my gaming system. We have my Dreamcast system here. Both controllers have VMUs. We have a PC for some PC gaming. And we have the Xbox 360 here. Plus steering wheel, complete with clutch and everything. But that's pretty much it, guys. This is the shrine. Oh yes, I think I forgot to show these off, the Space Invaders, Pac-Man, and Lolo. Oh gosh, I completely forgot about my Miracle Piano. That thing I've had for ages. But I'll save that all for another time. Thanks everyone, and happy holidays!